I love podcasting.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Indy PopCon, GenCon, and the gaming capital of the world, we are the Established Facts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 144 of the Established Facts. This is our last character roll-up example episode. So we're going to be using, as if you have listened to the previous two roll-ups, we did one using the who are you, where are you, why are you there mechanic that we use in improv and things like that on 141. On 142. And then on 143, we did the group template, which we had a blast doing that. And I hope you guys got a chance to listen to it. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, listen to it again. I promise you'll enjoy it the second time. And then on this episode, we're going to use the Ultimate Toolbox character roll-up. So if you have the Ultimate Toolbox book, it's actually published by who, Joshy?
Alderac.
Yeah,
AG.
Alderac Entertainment Group. There are not literally but metaphorically a million chapters in this. There's really only
Alderac
7.
Moves.
Right, Alderac moves. But there are different chapters broken up into different aspects of creating characters, campaigns, worlds, cities, all kinds of different things. So it's a very cool resource to be able to use.
It starts with a grain of sand.
Yes, it starts with a grain of sand, just like in Neverending Story. But in the very first chapter, you're going to use it to build characters, whether it's player characters or non-player characters, whatever you want to do with it. But that's what we're going to use for this. It is based on a D20 roll. There are a ton of different little charts and really fun stuff to help flush out your character. As we go, I'm going to kind of look ahead at the charts to see if they're going to need any, take any precedence.
I'm helping with that as well. Yeah.
Awesome. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and go around the table. We'll introduce everybody who's here, and then we'll get right into it. So, we'll go ahead and start to my left.
I'm Avital.
Oh, are we going?
Go for it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hi, I am Fox Winter, or the Fabulous Mr. Fox from Seven Realms Productions. We do a show on YouTube called Roleplay Roulette, where we review role-playing games. Some other silly little things we also do on our channel with old movies and stuff, and I think he's supposed to be doing old cartoons at some point.
At some point.
The
he in question, I'm Jay, also from Seven Realms Productions, and I try but fail to keep Fox in line.
So, that's his job.
Yeah.
I don't have credentials.
I'm
just Lance from the Established Facts.
There you go.
This is Josh, executive producer of the Established Facts. I don't know. That's the title today.
It's title day.
Is that what you gave yourself?
It is. I'm the owner of Casting Robot Productions.
There you go.
His equipment.
It's most of it. Not all of it. That's Don's mic.
This is my mic. And my pop filter, which is widescreen.
Oh, boy. Your own mic.
And here's the reality.
It is a perk that you get to buy your own equipment.
Here's the reality. This is my wife's. This is all my wife's.
Yeah.
Like, I get to claim ownership only because I know how it works.
But you also know how it works, and anything that's yours is hers.
Yes.
And speaking
That's
of your
how
wife,
that works.
the beautiful...
This is Dr. Deb. Apparently, am I the investment backer of this entire process?
CFO.
I'm the CFO.
Chief
Okay.
Finance Officer.
That's
Okay.
in movies. So he's the producer. You're the executive producer.
Oh, I
that
didn't
generally
know that.
means money.
I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
she does
All right.
something.
Well,
Oh,
I
so.
try to keep my husband in line. That also I don't do well. So I feel your pain. And yeah, so I guess, so I'm executive producer. Okay, there you go, dear.
So
I'm executive producer.
If Josh is the producer and Deb is the executive producer, I guess I am the director.
Yeah.
This is your host, Big Don, and again, we want to thank you so much for listening to episode 144. You're the best boy for the job.
Random
whatever
extra
works.
number 373.
That's right. Teal 5.
Man with glasses.
That's right. Okay, so like I said, yes, Josh.
Well, I continue. I actually have some notes I can already provide you on the background, which could make this a little easier.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get into that in just a second.
Hey, real quick, I just want
yes.
to say if we're assigning titles to people, I want mine to be High Supreme Commander, President for Life, Lord of all the beasts in the sea and fish in the ocean, and Conqueror of the English.
That's fine over at Seven Realms Productions.
Do you have a flag?
But not a Captain Robot.
Don't encourage. I actually do. I used to make little flags and stamp them on other people's workstations at his job. The Empire of George. I eventually got yelled at because fun is forbidden at Fiserv.
Yep. True. So again, we want to thank Fox and Jay for hanging out and joining us. They got a chance to hang out with us on episode 143, and we had I thought was a great time.
I really enjoyed myself.
We're legitimately trying to figure out the logistics of actually running this game.
Playing that game.
Yes, that game, I should say. So
Right next to that
hope,
guy.
I hope and I feel
Don't be that guy.
that this roll-up is going to be just as
This is
fun,
good.
but it will be a lot more structured than the last one will be.
I hope it's as good as the last one, and I got to get real close to the mic for this one because I want that game like Garfield wants lasagna.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, Josh. If you want to go ahead and cover your notes, and I will. That'll give me a second to kind of set up in my head how we're going to do it.
So,
It covers them.
well, so as a summary, Chapter 1 of the Ultimate Toolbox, he mentioned by AEG, has a background roller in it, and the idea is there are about 85 tables where you roll a d20 against, and each of them have a different purpose. Just doing a quick glance over it, as big a number as I may have just thrown out there, we can technically stop at 34 until we decide classes. Because from 35 till one moment, to 76, so 35 to 75 are all class-based
Right.
specific tables. So as we're going through the first part of it to kind of get an idea of who each character is, if you think of a class that you want to play in that, write it down, and then we can either explore continuing on with class backgrounds or go from there. So at first, it's just defining the person. And then as the person and their history and the things that make them unique are being developed, if you determine you want to be a certain class from that, then we can explore that next. So instead of 85 tables, we're going to start with 35 and see where it goes.
This reminds me
Still
of
sounds frightening. Just
my
letting you
early
know.
days in D&D where you just rolled 3d6 and that was your stat.
Yeah.
And you rolled a d20 and that was your character name, that was your character race, that was your class.
Well, and here's what this they have a little box text that says, let's get started. You may notice that there are 20 items in every chart in this book. This makes using the Ultimate Toolbox that much easier. You can choose, roll, or blindly flip through the book and steal what you need from hundreds of ideas throughout. Along the way, you'll find sidebars like this one, giving helpful advice for alternative uses for even the most mundane charts. Just because it's a pickpocket chart doesn't mean it's not also a for sale chart or a list of items in a dead man's pocket. So that's kind of the idea of what's going on. And we're going to do this purely random because so far we've had full input on everything else.
Right.
Now we're going to let the dice decide.
So as we're going through this, if you want to narratively rationalize why this or why that, please do so, because that will also kind of fill in a lot of the fun, creative nature of doing this.
But also we have a time limit.
We do. Yeah, we do. But
I am kind of prepared for this sort of thing because of Mecton.
See what?
what is Mecton?
Mecton is an old game from Avital Guernsey that had a not as extensive but similar kind of background setup. For
It
this.
uses like a life path.
Yeah,
system,
life
doesn't
path,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's
okay. I wasn't sure if it was like a sandwich spread or
I
no.
what.
It's an old game by Avital Guernsey Games.
Okay.
If you've ever heard of them.
I have not, but
So when we get to table 4, stop, because table 4 through 8 are all the same, meaning that not the same purpose. They're character backgrounds, but they're alphabetical. So there's actually
got
100
you.
options So it's kind of like you need to do 2 rolls to determine which table to roll on.
Sounds good. We'll do that.
That's roll a d5. That's nice.
Yeah. It's just a D10 and half.
Yeah. Or since we're all using d20s,
roll a
it's
1.
d20 by 4.
D20 by 4. Yeah.
Math. It's what's for dinner.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I'll take the chicken.
Mark?
All right. Let's go ahead
Want
and
that quartered?
let's get this structure built so that you guys can open up your minds to the character that you are going to be creating. Open your mind.
How many people can
Okay.
we get to say that into the mic at the same time, as deep as possible?
Open your mind. I feel like that was very Dark Crystal. Like they're all standing around. Yeah, anyway.
And they all-
Mystics chorus thing. That they do.
Yeah.
This game was green and good.
Okay, so we've done a normal people in supernatural or extraordinary situations in the very first character generation with the 3 W's. If you'll remember, Lance was a sentient anthropomorphic dog-ish alien, right? Trying to control the onslaught and breeding of massive amounts of rabbits. In the second roll-up, we did a epic space opera, which was pretty sweet. Yes, Fox? You were trying to... Oh,
Have you ever seen Albedo?
no.
Let me send you guys a copy of
Okay.
that. It is an anthropomorphic space opera where
Okay.
outer planets were colonized by rabbits, who ended up creating a rabbit supremacist government system and attacking everybody else in the system as Nazi space rabbits.
I totally have never seen this, but I love this movie.
It's an comic book and an RPG by Sanguine, those guys I was talking about earlier. It unfortunately is not on Cardinal Engine; it's on Magenta Engine, but it's
A different shader.
an interesting little game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, different.
Well, they have
shade of
another one
red.
called the Vermilion system.
They actually have
to give you
a
an idea.
new one now called Mahogany because that's their
That's mahogany.
that's their what's it?
Wood
Apocalypse
preference?
hack.
What? What'd you say?
Their Apocalypse World hack.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That is
Wow.
mahogany.
Okay, so I would like to use this roll-up as an opportunity for us to explore my favorite genre of role-playing games, which is high fantasy. I feel like that's kind of a good niche for each one of us, having experience in playing in role-playing games. We've kind of done the tech thing. We've kind of done the ordinary people and extraordinary things. Now let's play with dragons and magic and get into high fantasy character building. So, here's the scene. And this may be contradicted through the character roll-up. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll figure it out. You are from a small town called Beshen. And Beshen is a small artisan trade town, about 400 people in capacity that live there, or population, I should say, that live there. Most of which are working folk, but not on a grand scale. So there's a lot of farming, agriculture. Any commercial that might be there is going to be production of horseshoes and just simple enterprises and things like that. Blacksmiths, but obviously, because it's high fantasy, there are also people that live there that are your city guard or town guard, and so the blacksmith also repairs armor, repairs weapons, and things like that. So that stuff is fairly readily available. Yes, Lance.
Is this a landlocked town? Is there a river that runs through it?
There is a river that runs through it. Yes, there is a river that runs through it, as any good small town has, a ready water source. You collect a lot of resources from one of the other smaller villages up north, which is actually a logging community. And so a lot of those raw resources come from that community downstream to you, and then your town is responsible for actually using that and turning it into different things. And so it's kind of a partnership that you have with this other northern town.
So the blacksmith literally trades wood for ore.
That's exactly it. That's right.
It's all Catan.
So let's get into our roll up here. We'll see how this is going to go. So we're going to roll a d20 to determine what is going to happen on the table. Yes, Josh?
To keep rolling a little to the minimum and to give a little bit of flexibility, there are quite a few of these things in here. Like, for example, the next table talks about siblings, and they can either be like 1, 2, or 2d4. In that situation, pick your number. If it's we're gonna everybody's gonna use a d20, and if it calls for anything that's not a d20, then
Roll a D20.
pick the
Player
number.
discretion.
Player discretion. That type of thing. That way, we're not hunting for dice and figuring out stuff because it's going to change all over the place.
That sounds fine to me. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with Avital. Avital, character beginnings. Go ahead and roll your d20, and we'll see what happens.
D20.
Does everybody have paper? Yes? Okay, great.
That is a 9.
All right, so on character beginnings, chart 1-1, a 9 is you grew up as an only child.
Should we all roll and then just give
Yeah,
our
go for
answers?
it. Yeah, go for it. That way it's all done.
if they're the same, then we don't have to read it again.
Right. So anyone who got a 9, you grew up as an only child. Fox, what did you get?
I have a 5.
A 5. You were born into a mining camp, so you're actually from the town just north of you and have moved down to Beshin.
Okay.
Jay.
I've got an 18.
An 18. You were raised in a wealthy city, and then your parents moved to this small
Dump.
community very curiously.
Yeah.
Raised where? No, he was raised
You
in
were
Chicago
raised
and
in
moved
wealth
to Santa
in a
Claus,
city
Indiana.
or a town. And then
Okay.
you were transplanted from there to here, but you're not really sure why. Lance, what'd you get?
I am an only child, and I rolled a 9.
Okay. You're an only child still. Both in...
As far as my parents know.
Okay. There you go. Joshy, what'd you get?
Rolled a 10.
A 10. A 10. You grew up an orphan in the town. So you didn't know your parents.
Do you know what it's like to be an orphan?
Deb, what'd you get?
17.
You were raised in poverty in a town or
Poverty
city.
is
So
the name of the town as well.
yes, yeah. Wah, wah.
That's a heck of a swing for 1 point.
Yeah,
right?
that's
One
what I'm
difference,
saying.
yeah.
Like, hello,
All right.
oh, it was
I was gonna
18,
say,
but I spoke wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, you were.
1
Okay.
point apart. We've got
Okay.
Charles Dickens over there in Green Acres.
Exactly.
So let's go. We're going to go back in reverse order to kind of keep this thing going. You guys roll another d20, and you don't have to wait on me to tell you if you want to roll your d20 as I'm kind of going back around for your next chart. You can do that. All right, Deb, what did you get?
1.
Okay, though
dead.
you were an orphan, though you
No, she
though
was
you
I was
That was
raised
not
in
an
poverty. I'm not
He
an
was
orphan.
raised.
oh you were an orphan. That's right. Okay, though you were in
I was
okay,
in
you were in
poverty.
poverty. Okay, this,
I'm actually wealthy.
both of your parents are alive,
They just
and you
didn't
have
want you.
and you have one sibling.
Both parents alive with
Yep,
one sibling.
One sibling. Josh, what'd you get?
I also got a 1, so both parents are alive with one sibling. So I grew up as an orphan.
That's right. You grew up as an orphan, so you don't know who your parents are,
No.
but they're alive and
They
you
are
have a
alive
sibling.
and you have a
do.
sibling. Oh, okay.
They left you on the doorstep of the church.
That's right. Lance,
9.
9. Neither of your parents are alive,
I'm an orphan.
and you have. Were you an only child?
I'm an only child.
Okay, never mind. None of your parents are alive, and I'll disregard the second part.
Dead folks.
Mysteriously, if you want to put in parentheses, you were an only child, but you have 2d8 siblings.
So, like I said, that my parents know about.
Please see previous answer.
Yeah.
See, my father was in Vietnam, so I don't know if I have half siblings.
Oh, well, there you go.
I was going to suggest that maybe you're from a people that reproduces by spores. And they thought only you took, but in
I'm a
actuality-
dandelion.
Dandelion.
40K orc.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I got a
Jay,
7.
what'd you get? You got a 7?
Yeah.
Okay, neither of your parents are alive, and you have one sibling.
This is getting sad.
Sad. Yeah. So
There's
it's
only
a town
one.
of
There's
orphans.
only one good roll.
Right.
You come from a happy family, and they're all alive, and they love you.
Anything else?
Fox, what'd you get?
I have a 12.
You have no siblings, and your parents are dead.
Yikes.
Wow. Dude.
I rolled a 0 on my
Everyone
1d8.
is dead, Dave.
Daddy got the black lung.
Yeah, right.
Apparently.
Yeah, and then gave it to his wife. Okay.
He might be one of my siblings.
Yeah, there you go. Avital.
4.
Both parents alive, 3 siblings.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Since I grew up as an only child.
Yeah, since you grew up as an only child. So, probably older siblings moved out or ditched.
Yeah, they just
Or
ran away.
every one of you are siblings of some kind.
What is this, Final Fantasy VIII? we all just find out we grew up in the same orphanarium.
That's it. That's
People
it.
you thought were your parents
Well,
were
I only
really
have one
your
sibling that I know of.
Right. Okay.
As long as it's
Anyone
one involved
volunteering?
time compression.
Go ahead and roll another d20.
We're all the same person, just from different perspectives.
Right.
Why don't you roll like this when I'm actually doing
I am
roleplay?
John Malkovich. I like that. Famous ancestry is what we're going to find out. If you have a famous ancestry. Avital.
11.
A great hero of the realm.
Like I am?
Your ancestry.
My ancestry.
You have a great hero of the realm in your ancestry. Fox.
I have a 9.
You
You have a ho in your background.
That is not the kind
Santa
of thing you want
Claus
the GM
is
to
in your
say.
background.
Oh, wait.
Your ancestry founded a cult to oppose the local church. That's why you don't live in that mining town anymore.
Yay.
He looks very happy and excited at this point, folks.
Yeah.
Hold a
Oh,
finger up.
oh, I love it.
Pause.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Raspberry
that's why my
praised.
parents
Wait,
are
no.
dead.
That's right.
Raspberry praise.
burned.
Raspberry praise.
Raspberry praise.
Jay,
I've got a 17.
17. What was your character beginnings? Rich, right?
Wealthy city, moved to the town.
And you got a 17?
Yeah.
Political leader of note in the city. Maybe that's why they moved to a smaller
so
town.
Dad ran for office. Or
Dad
something.
ran for
Granddad
office.
ran for office. Who knows?
Lance,
14.
a 14, lost during a dangerous pilgrimage. Your ancestry was lost during a dangerous pilgrimage. Josh,
7.
7. You have a famous poet or entertainer in your ancestry.
Michael Jackson.
Debbie,
Nat 20.
okay, you have a wizard who formed an academy in your ancestry.
Well,
That's legit.
And here you are living in poverty. Where's this guy?
Right. That
Wizard who
ancestry-
it
formed
was a
his own
school of
academy?
necromancy.
Okay, so on this next part, these are character background concepts. There are 5 of these tables. So what I want you to do is I want you to roll, unless you guys want to roll on each of these tables, which is fine.
That's a lot of tables.
It is a lot of tables. You can roll a d20 and divide it by 4, right?
5. If you
Divided by 4.
Divided by 4.
4. All right. 20 divided by 5 equals 4.
That's
there
what
are
it is, yeah.
4.
There are 5 tables.
5 tables.
Oh, I thought there were 4 tables. I'm
Five.
sorry.
Divided by
5
4.
tables with 20 things on
Right,
them.
so if
So
you roll
one
Which
one,
means there's
100 options.
100
Yeah.
options, so why
Yes.
don't you just roll 2d10 and do the
You can do that. That's fine too. That's fine too. That
But you got to figure out what table it is. That's why we were.
That just means I need to count, but it's okay. I
not
don't
hard.
care.
Kids table. I like that one.
I don't care. Go ahead and roll a D100.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Terrible.
Which one of these is the
Whichever one you want.
10?
Say the white one.
White one's the 10.
Sure.
I would say I'm for doing all the tables because I'm here having a blast. But I'm just like, if you guys have a time you want to stop, which I'm
Well,
sure
we do have potentially. Well, we have 35 tables to go through, and potentially more depending on what happens. So,
So we're rolling a D100.
Roll a D100.
Okay.
I am also
Here's
sympathetic
the
to other
caveat.
people's needs.
Oh,
Here's the
thank
caveat that I will give you. If you would like to roll a D3 for multiple of these, I'm okay with that because it won't take very long.
Oh, okay.
Can I flip a D2?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a 2 on a
Heads.
D3.
So what I'm saying is, if you would like multiple rolls out of this, go ahead and roll up to a D3 to determine how many of those multiple rolls you would like.
And we'll just use the same number for each table.
Oh, no.
No, you'll roll a D100 each time
But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
because it makes it a little bit cleaner. We ended on you, right, Deb? On the last one? Okay, so
Correct.
we'll start on you then.
Okay. On my D3, I
You're
got
going to
2,
get 2,
so I'm going
right?
to roll
You
2.
keep track of that, and then I'll just go back around for people who want to do it again.
53.
Okay.
So you're looking at page
Yep.
3, number 13.
Okay. Character background. You are a liar. You can't seem to tell the truth, which would make life difficult if you intend to be honest.
Who says I intend to be honest?
That's
Well, you know.
exactly.
Rogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bard.
Joshy.
So, I'm doing multiple of. Were you
She
going to
did
do
too.
multiple?
I've only done one so far. I'm
Okay.
going to do 2, but let's go
The
around.
first one was 76, so table 416.
Nice. Polygamy. You are married to more than one person. You may or may not know about
this is
each.
tight.
Yin
Yeah.
Yang, what the frack are you doing in this game, yo?
It's not my fault.
Lance.
38.
38.
I rolled low.
Okay. Hatred. There is someone in your past whom you despise, whether or not that person is aware. Jay.
I've got a 57.
Okay. Luck. You carry a charm, going to extreme measures to avoid losing it. Fox.
I have a 51.
Journal. You keep a detailed log of all of your endeavors. Bard.
Hey, it has to be
Chronicler.
there in case something happens to me.
That's right.
The message
log.
must be carried
The message
on.
must be.
Somebody
oh
must
my
find
gosh.
it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Or cleric of a.
Yeah, exactly.
culted-
Cleric of a
Oh,
cult
my
of
gosh.
Resident
Hail Smoo.
All right, Avital.
So
He's the cave painter.
I'm going to be doing 2, but my first one was 76, which is polygamy.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm just going to say the next one on this one, and I already got my 2 out of the way. It's 8.
An 8.
So that's
That's easy.
easy.
Black sheep. Because you're a polygamist. No. Your family members are
First of her kind.
Also, your wives.
They're all pillars of society except you. That was your second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fox, you have another one?
I rolled a 3 on my D3. What
So you're going to do 3. So,
So, yeah.
roll again.
Yep.
62.
Mount. You have bonded with a mount. This creature is your best friend.
All right.
Jay, did you have another one?
I actually only rolled 1.
Okay.
So
Lance.
49.
Insane.
In the membrane.
Wow.
You are either suffering from a form of insanity or you pretend to be afflicted.
Yes, and yes.
This
you have like
version of-
Munchausen syndrome.
Right? This version of me is actually insane. This version of me is just pretending to be.
I'm okay, and so are we.
Yes, that's right. Josh.
I have an 89. Table 5, number 9.
Turn the page. Sleepy.
Dopey.
You never sleep enough. Once in a city, you can spend the entire day and night in bed.
It's all those wives.
You need a protein shake.
He said sleepy.
That's right. How's that
A
work?
lot of ham sandwiches.
And spend the time in bed.
Ham sandwiches.
Sleeping.
Okay, Deb.
Big.
62.
62. You also have a mount
Oh.
that you have created a bond with, and it is your best friend.
And it spends all day in bed.
No, I don't know about my.
Wow.
No.
Josh, did you have a third one?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
Lance, did you have a third one?
Cringer.
Masters of the Universe?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
51.
History. You have a love for antiquities. History and ancient lore fascinate you.
Cleric, knowledge, history.
And you. And you. And you.
Praise.
Jay, did you have... You had one.
I only had
you
one.
Had one. Fox, did you have another one?
3.
Go for it.
69.
Giggity.
You like to spend all day in bed, but for another reason.
You're not sleepy.
Ordinary. You don't believe yourself to be very special.
That's all right because the ancients speak through me.
They say
My
you're
parents
average.
were martyred for their beliefs, and I wasn't.
I wasn't. I made it. What's wrong with
Am I not good enough to be killed for
Yeah.
my beliefs?
I may not be
Avital,
much,
did you have a third
but
Okay.
the sun god who dwells within me, Marduk, son of Ea, slayer of Tiamat.
Oh my. Of Tiamat. Wow. So, the next one, there are 7 tables for character motivation. So, I like the idea of a D3, but this one can't be easily done with a D100, so you have to do a D7.
I'll tell you what we're going to do.
Okay.
I'll tell you what we're going to do on this one.
So
There are 7 of us at this table rolling
Yes.
dice.
Yes.
correct?
It's true.
Yes. I like that idea,
he's not
Lance.
technically, is he?
So table
There's still...
Except
We're
there
gonna-
are
well.
6 of us.
6 of us.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
Dom's
6.
not rolling, but
That's what I
Yeah.
Anyway,
NBC
what are we? How are we going to do this, Don? Please.
We're all
Let us
gonna
know.
roll- we're all going to roll on the first 6 tables, and then we're all going to roll on the 7th table for a second one.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what are
Okay.
these tables?
These are
So-
D20 tables, right?
These
roll
are
D6
character
and then a D20.
motivations. Okay, so you'll roll you'll each roll one D20, and then I'll just go starting from Avital, going around the table to Fox, Jay, Lance, Josh,
1 through 6?
Deb. Yes.
Okay.
We'll go table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we'll all roll
For
on
table
table
7.
7.
I feel like I should be giving preference over these mendicants. Marduk commands it.
Mr. Ordinary over there.
Love it.
what
Marduk,
this has
son
done.
of Warduk,
Oh man. Okay, Avital.
No.
Character motivation.
cousin of Marmaduke.
Your character motivation is to amass an army.
Of husbands.
Through marrying each one of them.
They'll be very loyal.
This has historical precedence.
Yes. Okay, Fox.
I have
You
a
are table
17.
2. 17. Eliminate a weakness. Oh, I love it. You're like, I'm ordinary, but not for long.
They'll think I'm ordinary.
He's going to
until
be the very best, like no one ever has.
That's right. He's the best around. Jay,
I have a 9.
you want to establish a relationship.
That's
Because all these polygamists
Atypical
are around and
of
got
you,
nothing.
but-
Polygamists
Well,
got something and you don't.
It's a relationship, and that's as far as it goes. So it's really up to you to define the parameters of that relation. It could be a relationship between you and your sword and that guy's face.
It's very deeply.
Sentient swords.
Oh no. Sorry. We've just been having a lot of trouble with a sentient sword in the Werewolf Larvae by Man. Like, a lot of trouble, so...
That's because he's ultimately
Throw
a
it into
vampire.
Mount Doom. Well, that's true.
The sword's a vampire.
No, there's no,
Well, I mean,
there's
they
no
do
worm
drink
taint
blood.
on the sword, so...
Oh. Oh, so you've already checked for that.
Of course we have. It drained the cairn of essence, okay? Anyways.
Mount
That's
Doom.
dangerous.
Extremely. Anyways.
15. 15. Inspire emulation.
Inspire immolation? I want people to burn things?
EMULATION.
But
He wants people
you
to be
didn't
like
have the
emus.
insane
Emus. You're an emu.
15 on table 5.
15 on table 5. You want to pass an initiation.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, sir. I have another. Thank you, sir.
I'm
I
too
have another.
sleepy.
Do you have a moment to talk about Marduk?
I
Weirdo.
love that. I feel like I want this underlying like Fox's character is just constantly trying to little by little convert every person in the party.
You could go with an already huge established religion, or you could be on the ground floor of the next big thing.
Some of you will get this.
Does anybody read the Order of the Stick webcomic?
A little bit.
I have.
Banjo.
I'm not familiar with that one.
He's the puppet that the bard prays to.
Oh,
and
wow.
you can get it on the ground floor of the Church of Banjo.
Okay, to kind of expand off what you were just saying, for those who may remember this from Pathfinder, he's the creator of the Resmirian cult.
F that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not deep enough into Pathfinder to know what that means.
I highly recommend the Masks of the Living God module. It's a small one. It's really funny with the idea of this whole living God man.
And,
it's
pretty amazing.
When you hear us do Resmir Be Praised, it's because we've done the
Praise
module
Resmir.
twice in different
Resmir be
groups
praised.
now.
That's right.
And
Unless you happen to be a cleric of an alternate real deity, and then F that guy.
yeah, F that guy. Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Away team 2. Okay. So then Deb, you're on 6.
6 on 6.
Oh, nice. You want to regain control
Of what?
of perhaps your ancestors' wizard academy or something.
I like it. But
Okay.
I'm a liar, so who knows?
That's right. Okay, and we're going to start back with you on table 7 all together. Everybody roll a d20
Yep. All at the same time. It doesn't count. Oops. There it goes.
on the table, Avital.
It doesn't count on the
Go ahead, Deb. What you got?
15.
Okay, you have a secondary motivation to subdue. Yeah.
I guess that works with wrestle control. So you know,
You're becoming a villain is what's happening
Yes.
here.
Who, me or him?
backing from the next big religion. Really
He's
good
becoming
for new
Cardinal
monarchs.
Richelieu.
Well, my ancestor was a wizard. He was an arcane caster, so I don't know. We might have to have a conversation.
8. You got an 8. To silence someone. You're becoming a villain. This is like the evilest non-evil party ever.
That guy who keeps babbling about Marduk.
You're just jealous because he did not choose your putrid viscera.
What a great word combination.
Lance, what you got?
17.
A 17. You have a motivation to travel.
See the towns. See
Jay,
So far, so good.
I have a 2.
you have a motivation to satisfy an obligation.
Could be your relationship issue. You are the last scion of your family.
You are the 7th son of the 7th son.
No, I have another.
He's the sixth son of the seventh.
That's right. That's right. I'm the 4th son of the 5th son.
Sister's cousin.
I'm just a kid with a lot of...
Twice removed.
I have a lot of siblings.
I can't add that high.
My parents procreated a lot.
Okay.
Were they
Fox,
rabbits?
what you got? Yeah.
I have the loneliest number.
1?
1.
Oh,
2
yeah.
can be as
this
bad
is-
as 1.
Your secondary motivation is to satisfy a desire or need.
Okay.
Oh, I like your character so much right now, Fox.
So
I'm enjoying myself.
every
yeah.
motivation, I mean, satisfy a desire or need.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Every
Yeah, so
motivation
anything.
Right,
So pick
right.
anything you
Yeah.
want.
Anything you
Could
want.
you
I
be more
really
vague?
want a donut. Your goal is to satisfy that need.
Snickers bar.
Kit Kat.
But that also could be a flaw.
Here.
You are one-minded. You will not do
Well,
anything
that's true.
but satisfy
That's
that
true.
goal.
Here, have a Snickers.
Yeah.
Why? Because when you're hungry, you get needy.
I was going to say the only way to stop the inevitable march of the grand cult is with a Pepsi.
There you go. All right, Avital, what you got?
4.
4. You have a motivation to save another.
That's the most noble thing we've had so
another
far.
something. Save another penny.
To save,
What a
to
coincidence.
save
That's
another
exactly
man
what I'm
from a
working
life
on
of
towards.
lonely singleness.
To save another man in a mask. I'm here to save you with my army of husbands.
I love this idea.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
I will gladly march beside you and your
as your
ever expanding boy harem.
How many days are there in a year? 365?
Hold on
I got 4 years behind me right now,
this gonna
boys.
have
How many hours are there in the night?
Nah, we're all right. We're okay.
Her relationships have tours of duty. How long you been in? 10 years. You? I'm only on 4, man. How do you get through it? You just got to stare into the void,
Just
man.
gotta stare into the void. Oh my
Don't
goodness.
tell me about what's going on in this relationship, fresh-eyed rookie.
I can only hope
We've
that
been in the
everyone's-
trenches for some time now.
It's the first ever religion to allow vacations during weddings.
I can only hope everyone's
wow.
staying hydrated. But anyway,
It's a good thing we've got that river.
It's the river of no return.
That's right. Oh,
Send them
my
upriver.
that river's seen some things.
So the next one is rite of passage, right there, Don?
Yes. Roll a d20 for your rite of passage.
I'm officially scared.
Which just gets
Just
better.
now?
Yeah, sorry. The fear was a delayed reaction, apparently. Oh.
Josh, I really like this die that you've given me. It's done really well. So
Oh, okay.
now that I said that, Don, I got an 18.
Okay.
All right, who are we starting with?
We're going to start with Avital.
Got a 9.
A 9. Your rite of passage is your first tattoo or ritual scar.
Dun, dun,
Fox?
I have a 5.
To be a part of a coming of age ceremony.
Okay.
It says become an adult
He's
ceremony.
so he's gonna have a cultish bar mitzvah.
Yeah. Or a bris. That would be awkward,
Bris.
though.
We don't know.
It could be a bat mitzvah.
It could be a bat mitzvah. You're right.
Yeah. Jay,
I've got a 14.
14. You seek membership in a guild.
Or church.
Okay.
Lance,
I said I have an 18.
18. Scarification.
Now, this is fantastic for the polygamist who grew up an orphan. Number 13.
Marriage. Yeah.
How many? You gonna roll a D100 and figure out how many times?
marriages? I'm at 10, guys.
It's a rite of passage for me. I reached the end of the year. I got to get married.
Oh, I was gonna say what happens is we just need an ever-expanding harem of females and an ever-expanding harem of males. And then eventually you guys meet and create a whole new nation.
Yes. That's exactly it.
I feel like this is why there's room for a new cult in this town. Right. Is because the priests are busy like 99% of the time.
So they're
just
not actually
performing marriages.
they're not.
When you're blessed by these
That's
priests,
all they do.
9
live
months
in
later,
Las
you're really
Vegas.
blessed.
Power vacuum!
Oh, golly. Oh,
Deb.
Nat 20.
taking vows.
No.
One word, just no.
No.
I vow to not marry anyone from this town.
And ligaments crack up. All she says is no.
No.
We write vows like we write checks.
It's just you and your sleepy mount and the dusty trail.
Oh, my goodness. What?
We write vows like we write checks.
Okay.
He's saying write it down.
Okay. Goodness gracious. I can't spell it.
I feel like the need I need to satisfy is is coming of age ceremony because my parents died before that could happen. Oh. So now I have to make a cult so that I can become an adult.
Oh. It's a little complicated, but okay.
Or make a cult.
I'm
while
super looking
becoming
forward to
an
the next
adult.
4 tables.
Yeah.
These are good.
Okay. These are character quirks.
Oh, no.
So far, we haven't been doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say, not at all.
Insane's not a quirk.
There's only 2 of them.
Oh,
so
there's
mine's
two.
up.
So there's 2 tables of character quirks, and then 2 tables of character features.
So roll 2d20 and then roll 2d20.
Right. So I'm just gonna hit all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because quirks are awesome.
Quirks are great.
So we'll start with Deb. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and hit quirk 1, quirk 2 for each person.
Okay.
To kind of speed it up just a little bit. So, Deb, your first roll.
13.
You get along easily with animals and beasts, which is why you have a mount, probably.
Exactly.
And your second quirk
7.
is a 7. You're overweight from indulgence.
Please see back to no.
It's a big mount.
She's the first woman to ride into town on an oxen.
She rides into town on a centaur.
No, it's Babe.
It's babe.
Oh, wow.
Joshy.
So I got a 13, which is to get along well
Yeah.
with animals and beasts, and then a 5.
5. You have an old wound that causes a slight limp in your gait.
Yes, other
called-
thing.
You have an old limp.
It's called polygamy.
Yeah.
It's from that ball and chains.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I believe
Lance.
That's a flail.
Yeah, right. Lance, what do you
And a
got?
14.
A 6. Challenge. You 6 and a 14. Okay.
Yes.
6 is challenged fashion sense.
I wear
Wearing polka dots and
sackcloth.
stripes.
No, I wear sackcloth.
Okay. And this one actually makes total sense for your character. 14 suffers from long-term illness symptoms. Jay.
It is mental health.
I've got an 18.
An 18, which is you're a name dropper. Because, God.
Well, Daddy was in politics.
Yeah. Do you know who my father is?
It's like
No, do you know who I am?
and I've got a
Slap and run away.
What'd you get?
a 12.
A 12.
Also.
You speak with a strange accent.
Or lisp.
Well, I'm from a different city,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
I feel like
sometime I absolutely must take you to dine with Lord Floppenwrist. his soirees are to die for.
Where are you from?
The Upper
Where
West
I am
Side.
from, no man can know.
Oh, okay. Fox, what you got?
I have a 1.
Okay, you're allergic to an animal or plant.
Amount.
I would love it if you were allergic to your own mount.
He's allergic to
But
sunlight.
you don't know it.
Yeah.
You guys almost made me write down allergic to a mount. Allergic to an animal or plant.
Your mount is a plant.
That's right.
Wow.
Oh.
Or now we know why
It just
you.
turns out it's just like a polymorph spy there to watch my cult.
Yes. Yes. That is exactly what
And
it
then
is.
your second one?
I'm allergic to spies.
14. I'm allergic to duplicity.
Deuces.
You also suffer from a long-term illness symptom.
Oh no.
Allergies. You have allergic rhinitis.
Oh, goodness. And Avital, you're 2.
16.
16. Keeps hair in a strange or exotic way.
Keeps hair in a strange or exotic way.
You tie a new braid for every husband you get.
Or just in a bag.
That's a quirk.
She just ties it up in burlap every day.
It's like a trash bag full of a lock of hair from each husband.
This is how I cast my voodoo.
Oh, my gosh.
So they always
This is
know
how
that
I
I can
control
watch them.
That's great. Oh, my God. And what's your second one?
4.
A 4. Obsessive about certain foods.
Kosher.
Donuts.
Okay.
Tom, do we
Again,
like
we'll
donuts?
start with Avital, and we're going to do character features, which this is, 2 charts. We'll do that again as well, and we'll do it the same way.
Character feature.
Character features. So roll 2d20.
9.
You're exceptionally short or tall for your species. Now, because we're doing high fantasy, think if you're familiar with Pathfinder, the core races. If you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, the races out of the player's handbook. So orc, half-orc, elf, gnome, halfling.
Do we get to roll for those? Or
Not in
current,
this
no.
background roll-up. I'm just saying, like, have envision, like...
I gotta say, you now have the opportunity to play a on the short's human side halfling and say that you're a half-halfling.
Oh my gosh.
you're a quarterling.
I'm a quarterling!
Or like a 6 foot tall dwarf.
Yeah,
You're the giant dwarf.
I love that.
John Rhys Davies.
Oh, yeah, there you go. John Rhys Davies. There you go. Okay, and what's your second one?
18.
Well, you walk with a military stride.
All right.
You are
Fox.
leading an army.
I have a
Trying to
16.
Long, slender fingers and soft palms.
He uses.
I can't think of anything that's useful for.
I can think of one.
By request.
Oh,
What's
Richie.
your second one?
Yeah.
7.
You speak with a strange and indiscernible accent.
You have one too. He speaks Cockney.
Dags. I like Dags.
Yeah, I love that.
He's a pikey.
Jay, what you got?
I've got a 3.
A 3. You're bald. And it says intentional or not. I ripped it all out.
Absolutely. It's really, having hair is actually quite gauche this season.
Yes, bald is in. And your second one?
A 15.
A 15. You walk hunched with shame.
Because of your ball.
Oh, it's not my hair. Look at me.
You're Quasimodo with political parents.
I thought bald was going to be in this season.
So wrong.
These are all optional.
That's so good. Lance,
5.
you have body piercings covering your face and chest.
Whoa. Hello.
That works. And 12.
You have 2 different or exotic eye colors.
Works.
Joshy,
A 6,
you have a broken nose from a childhood accident.
The orphanage.
and then 13, which I have
You
already
have an
rolled on.
unusual tattoo.
Of
You already rolled on?
a faded number of a mercenary company.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the roll was
Sure.
for the tattoo. So
Cool. Deb, what you got?
15.
Long braided hair and or beard.
Options.
Both.
And or.
if you're a dwarf,
Or
And or beard.
beard. That's actually writing down there.
Someone said they dwarven women.
I was going to say, it
19.
could be a dwarf maid.
You wear exotic and expensive clothing
Exotic
that
and
you stole because you are poverty stricken.
and I'm also a liar.
Right, there you go.
Exotic and
maybe she
expensive
wasn't
clothing.
poor.
Maybe she lied about being poor the whole time.
Maybe it's a motley sewn together from the cast off. It's like, oh, I found this. This part is still good.
Right.
It goes into the mix.
Right.
Oh, I love
She's actually an assassin, but she's been telling everybody she's a thief. What?
Because I'm a liar.
Yeah.
Takes their clothes.
I have actually played that character.
I found
Okay.
this.
Superstitions and taboos for your character. Roll 1d20, starting with Deb.
Oh, boy. Oh. 10.
These are interesting characters. Okay, you have a superstition or taboo of keeping items in a person's it says keeping items in person's possession imbues that item with part of his spirit. So you have a superstition that if somebody holds on to something for too long, part of their spirit is
So, like, if you
attached.
kept a bag of their hair, you have a piece of them.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Josh.
6.
Dew on the grass in the morning means no rain for the day. You have a that's weird.
That sounds like a high school yearbook quote.
Confucius says.
Red sky at morning.
Sailor, take
Still
warning.
nice.
Lance, what do you got?
15, please. 14.
Never kill or eat birds. You never
No
kill
chicken
or
for
eat
you.
Birds.
Or turkey.
Lots of rabbits.
Everything works.
Yep. Jay,
I'm just a dog. I just think
12.
I'm a person.
never breathe near the dead, or they may inhabit the living.
Interesting.
You must have a really high opinion of gravekeepers.
Yeah. Ooh.
Or a highly wary outlook towards gravekeepers.
Fox, what you got?
I have a 7.
7. Exit any building by the way it was entered to avoid bad luck. You never run out the back door if you came in the front.
That is
Don't
troublesome.
go in the front if you come out the back door.
Right. And Avital.
3.
Baths should only be taken in natural sources such as lakes or streams.
The river!
With your 47
I
husband.
said, no wonder she has so many husbands. Dude, look.
See that chick in the river? She has 47 husbands. No kids. Okay, now the next table...
Subcontracts at those out.
Right, the next table, I'll give you...
He just goes to the local orphanage.
Yeah. The next table is nightmares. We can... you guys want... Yes? Yes? Lance is like, yes. Okay, we'll start with Avital then, when you're ready, lady.
Nightmares?
Yes.
9.
You have a nightmare of failing at a game of skill, like the local fair or a jousting match. Yes, Josh. You got a 5?
No.
Oh, you're telling me how much time? Or 50?
55, actually.
55? Man,
I know, it's awesome.
time goes by when you're having fun. Fox.
I have a 19.
You have a nightmare about being surrounded by the hungry undead with an appetite for eyes.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Like on
I
some
feel
level?
like that is a completely natural nightmare to have. Maybe it's your parents. You just constantly see your parents as dead trying to eat your eyeballs.
I'm telling you guys, this is what's gonna come. If
He is the first cultist
He's
of
got
Cthulhu.
pathetic dreams for his church.
if everybody keeps ignoring the validity of the one true God,
Then
eyeball eating undead just everywhere. Just everywhere.
Everywhere.
I love that. Jay,
I have an 11.
11. Falling from a great height, as we all
That's
do.
reasonable.
Yeah.
That's not too...
It's not weird, like, undead eyeball eaters.
Well, I had that on
It's more plausible,
the first character,
Did you?
on Tarala.
On a long
Okay.
enough timeline.
Lance.
6.
Dissolving or being dissolved by an ooze in a pit of skeletons while still alive.
So it's like just walking,
Not a good
falls
day.
into a pit, and a gelatinous cube falls on top of him.
It's okay. Just detonate a thermal detonator and
Yes.
climb out.
True. Joshy.
16.
You have a nightmare of being overrun by a swarm of flesh-eating insects. Again,
That's also reasonable.
Again, fairly rational.
Fairly reasonable.
Fear.
I hate bugs.
Debbie.
Nat 20.
You okay?
You get a good
Wow. You have a nightmare about watching your business or dwelling destroyed by fire or magic.
What's a 1?
Or fiery magic.
A 1 is abandonment by your deity or church.
I take that one.
Okay. What did you have?
The flesh-eating ooze one.
Oh, okay.
Watching my building or something destroyed by...
Fire or
or
magic?
Maybe your Magic Academy.
Yeah. It's all coming into perspective.
I've been taking little notes about how these figure in.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to
Okay.
figure it out. I'm trying to put it together.
Trying to make it make
Insanities?
Insanities.
Yes, no? Okay, we can skip insanities. Phobias? Phobias?
phobias.
Yes.
Sure.
Phobias can be fun.
Okay.
Like
Start with Deb.
Tarala
Hers is a
being
fear
afraid
of water.
bridges.
Avital's got to be a fear of water.
Go ahead, Deb.
Gotta take a bath.
4.
You are bathophobic. You have a fear of deep places. Or deep space.
Bathophobic.
Fear of deep
Huh?
places.
Bathophobic.
It's Batho. Yeah.
Batho.
Yeah.
Batho.
Whatever.
Fear of...
I
So it
said
sounds like someone saying.
I said bathophobic because that's what it looks like.
So fear of deep places.
Deep,
Batho.
like
Base-
caves,
Base-
Caves.
deep
and-
pits.
I have a
Okay.
missing tooth.
Okay.
Batho.
Okay.
Josh.
11.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fear of getting married.
Nope. Hemetophobia. So he has fear of blood.
Seems legit for an adventurer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, when are you
You're a
gonna...
magic user. You don't use a weapon because you can just burn the crap out of them.
There you go.
You walk up and
Can we
somebody
cauterize that? Can we please
There's no
cauterize
blood
that?
if they're disintegrated by an ooze.
Yeah, right. Lance.
Crit fail.
Acrophobia. Fear of heights. Jay.
I rolled a 9.
You have a fear of water, sir. Hydrophobia.
You have hydrophobia.
Fox.
18.
Vermophobia. You have a fear of worms.
Vems.
16. 16. You have scotophobia.
What's that?
Fear of darkness.
Fear of the SCOTUS. That's the Supreme Court of the United States.
Never mind. Okay.
Okay.
Hobbies.
The next two, I think, everything else is like character description stuff, things that we picked up, and I think they're a little more. Yeah, these next two I think are pretty cool, but
we'll do the next two and then we can rock it out from there. Okay, hobbies. Avital.
7.
You have a hobby of playing darts.
Failing at a game of skill.
Yeah, you're not good at it, but you do have a hobby.
No, I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm so scared I'm going to fail at darts.
Go ahead, Fox. What do you got?
I have a 15.
Performing at theater.
The theater.
Practicing your oratory skills and to save people from eternal
That's my favorite
damnation.
movie by the two of them.
Jay, what you got?
I've got an 8.
An 8. You have a hobby playing games of chance.
You a gambler, sir.
Lance, what do you got?
12.
12. You like to build models.
I like to move it.
Joshy.
17.
We like to.
Pottery making. Wow. Pots.
Doesn't involve blood.
Yeah,
Fire.
that's true.
Unless you do it wrong.
But it could involve ghosts.
Yeah, but I don't need a kiln. If I'm going to be a magic user, just
That's true. You can just heat it in. Yeah. Debbie, what you got?
11.
Miniatures. You have a hobby
You
of
paint miniatures,
Yeah,
and then you
something.
give them to gamers. And
Yeah,
then they
you're
play
like,
with them.
here, play a game about living in
But I lie
more
about it the
modern
whole
world
time.
where there's no magic and it's only technology.
Well, no.
It's called Death and Taxes.
I figured it out.
It's called Humans and Households.
I use my long hair to paint
yes, it is.
I think I figured it
If
out.
you want, I'll
actually.
send you a link to that web series.
It's really good.
I think I figured it out. Plays Warhammer. That's why the poverty.
Also the loneliness.
It's inherent and the loneliness.
No, that'd be WoW.
Right.
Well,
Nobody else can live there because there has to be room for her little mans.
that's true. You're right. Oh,
That's so
It's
funny.
so true.
Oh,
I
maybe
use my
that's the
hair
army
to paint
you're waiting
the
to.
miniatures with my long hair.
You're just really a
She's
group. You're a
married
group
to-
of high fantasy gamers, is what you are. The army that you want to build is the.
I'm sorry. Now all I can
You're
think
like,
is
I want to
nice
build an
brush.
army of space wolves.
She plays skirmish games.
Well, just wait, because
I
I think
really get into
the next one is inheritances.
Yeah, inheritances. Okay, Debbie.
Oh, goodness. Sorry. 10.
A guild.
I inherited a guild?
Guild.
of magic users, like
That's
from
right.
the school.
Yeah.
Inherited a guild.
Wow.
You inherited Slytherin.
Wow.
I did.
Josh, you inherited a castle.
You got Hogwarts?
No, that's a school.
Hogwarts, sir, is a castle.
In a castle.
Don't you
Lance.
dare insult Hogwarts.
Lance got a 6. You inherited coins.
A lot of them.
I got coin.
Big fat pile.
Jay,
3.
I got a 3.
Oh, wow.
you inherited a business.
Okay.
I got money.
Fox.
I have an 18, which I hope is a mission.
No, you inherited slaves.
That's how you start your church. You force them into it.
Avital.
Oh, I got 16.
A position of power. Because you have 900 husbands.
I keep thinking about like using her own hair to make brushes, and all I can think is, "Wow, these are some really nice brushes." Oh, thanks, I made them myself.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, as you continue on through this background roll up, there's fun stuff that you can add to your character, like tattoos, collections that your characters have, all kinds of really cool stuff, and then later on, kind of honing the class that you want to play. There's bard songs and holy orders and things like that you can add. So yes, Avital.
So I thought of something funny. Okay, so it says I grew up as an only child. Both parents are alive and have 3 siblings. It's because that's another thing that I inherited is the practice of polygamy.
There you go. Nice.
Okay, so I think I got a good way to... After reading your background, everything you come up with, what class would you play?
There you go. And anybody can start.
Right, sure.
It doesn't have to be.
While people are thinking on that, this will probably be up around that time. Reminder of just conventions and so forth that are coming on. The biggest we're talking about is Fear the Con in June, PopCon, Indy PopCon in July, and GenCon in August. Because by that time, Indiana Comic Con's already gone. So
if you're into horror themed stuff, Days of the Dead is in June.
Yep, I'm totally going for a Sting autograph.
InConJunction is probably the 4th of July weekend.
InConJunction, Actually, InConJunction is the same weekend as something.
Origins?
There's another convention. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Or is it PopCon?
Ew, is it PopCon?
It might be. Ooh. I think it might be this year. So
PopCon is the weekend after the 4th of July, so yeah.
Yeah. So just things to keep in mind, keep yourselves aware of. Of course, pay attention to our site or Indiana Geeking or Seven Realms if they post any information to keep up on the local con coverage. So,
and for any of you who have not yet, make sure you check out me and my best friend Alan's new game design company, DNA Games. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and all that other fun social media junk.
Oh, also
Kickstarter.
Follow the Established Facts on Instagram.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just at the Established Facts.
Okay. Have we answered the question yet? What classes we were going to play?
I know mine.
Not at all.
I know mine.
You know yours?
Yeah, I do.
Does anybody else need...
Josh, start. I have no idea.
Go ahead, Josh.
I think I would do a summoner, actually.
Okay.
Because I was looking at Ranger a little bit with the whole getting along with animals and so forth.
I was going to say, give it quick.
But with the summoner concept, especially with this inheritance of a castle, there's got to be somewhere for me to practice. So it's going to be a lot less conspicuous if I'm doing it inside a castle, like a ballroom or whatever. Something to practice summoning my Eidolon and what comes with that. The idea of having the being a polygamist, and I was an only child. I was raised an orphan. I needed a friend. So one of the things I would learn in school is how to summon a friend. So my parents, because I was an orphan, were not around. So I didn't have somebody tell me that I had an imaginary friend. I just had a friend that was with me all the time.
Oh, I like that.
Which really was my Eidolon.
That's a good concept. That's good. All right, who's next?
I think there's only one class.
There is an anti-paladin class, just so you know. But
I'm not familiar with that one. There's one class that comes to mind. Like I said, I'm not nearly as familiar with Pathfinder.
That's okay.
But I'm thinking Oracle.
I was
Oracle's
just thinking
good,
the same thing. Oracle would be awesome.
Also, I was trying to figure out how miners would leave slaves to me.
That's a good question.
And I'm thinking, well, they were cultists, so maybe they're not physical beings. Maybe they're bound demons or some other sort of thing. I guess it's supposed to depends on what kind of thing I'm trying to resurrect. Like if it's some kind of like ancient fish god or whatever.
Your cult apparently delved too deep. Into the world, and
we dug too deep.
I have a fear of deep places, so I may not be the best to join your cult. Sorry.
That's all right. We're trying to bring all that up.
We bring the nightmares to you. I think is what it is. There's your slogan. You can have that for free.
I love it.
I'm sorry. I dream of a world bathed in night eternal. So. You see, eyeball-eating undead thrive on sunlight.
If no one has eyes anymore, they'll starve.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I'm so not into your cult. I'm afraid of
I gave it
dark.
The Office.
That's great.
Gave it the office.
I gave it The Office. I'm good.
Lance, what do you got?
I was raised an only child, with my folks being dead, probably killed by rabbits. I was lost during a dangerous pilgrimage to Earth, or whatever planet. I hate someone from my past, rabbit. I'm insane or pretend to be insane. I pretend to be this Grandois fighter of rabbits, but in fact it's just that I'm a dog.
Nice.
I love old things. I love to chew on them.
Okay.
Oh,
So you are he who
he's a
has
dog.
killed 1,000 rabbits.
I think that's my alter ego.
I like that.
Whereas I'm really just a dog.
Spirit animal.
It's like watching an episode of Wishbone where he reads back the story of Robin
Jack and the
Hood.
Beanstalk.
Jack and the Bean, and he's playing Jack, and really it's just a dog going.
Yep. That's totally me. That's
And, like, running
killed
around.
1,000 rabbits.
I love that. Oh my goodness
gosh.
gracious. All right. Jay.
Well, this has nothing to. I mean, the choice of class has relatively little to do with the background, and actually
Sure.
more to the point that I don't get to play Pathfinder, and I've always liked the Magus.
Okay.
So I kind of was tweaking this to fit that instead
Sure.
of
That works.
But so the character was from a wealthy, I'm assuming a wealthy trade city, lived there with his parents. Dad, parents were a big deal, a prominent family, but I had the business of where I walk with a sort of a hunched in shame or whatever, and that's a subconscious thing because apparently dad was involved in a scandal, and that's why we moved.
All right.
So
I like that.
So
Did they find out he was a polygamist?
so
Join the club.
he ended up.
It's a bad thing.
starting
There's more
a-
of them than there are you.
Club.
Yeah, so he ended up. His parents were somehow. I haven't gotten as far as why his parents are no longer around, but they aren't. He was taken in by a teacher. He was found to have the talent to become a magus, so he was taken in by an older one who taught him what he knows.
Nice.
And his whole satisfying obligation is he's out to sort of prove his skill to honor his teacher.
Nice.
And all that. Let's see. Speaks with an accent. He's not from around these parts.
Right.
So he's from somewhere else. The bald thing I have to I'll just rationalize by saying an opponent can grab you by the hair.
Hey, there you go. That's good.
And let's see. Nightmare of Falling from a Great Height. Who doesn't have a nightmare of falling from a great height? But I'm also going to
It's not the fear of the height. It's the fear of the landing.
Well, exactly.
So true.
But I mean, that's almost inevitable at that point.
Yeah.
I might be that guy who keeps a feather fall memorized all
There
the
you
time.
go.
If they have it, I forget if they have it.
They do.
Featherfall
And
and,
then,
gust of wind.
And then he's hydrophobic because he nearly drowned as a child.
Ah.
So he has a. So
We had
like
such
I said, it
terrible
kinda made it
childhoods.
fit, but-
No, I like
You know.
that. I like that a lot.
So.
All right, Avital.
All right. Well, so Black Sheep family members are all pillars of society except me. But I want to amass an army. I walk with a military stride. And I inherited a position of power. So, my family members are military and high up in the military and stuff like that. I have an ancestor who's a great hero of the realm. And so everybody's, they're very,
Admiral Nimitz.
warriors and this and that. And I'm not that at all. So I'm
Are you a hippie?
I maybe a bard or something like that. Which is why I go about amassing an army the way that I do. By marrying them.
Are you going to be the Pied Piper leading
all
them
of
down
these-
the hill?
Yes, all of these fighters are inspired by
Or
your charisma.
she could be in the witch class
That's true.
Okay.
and have these guys enthralled, and that's how you build your army.
Interesting.
Are you writing a novel of Dear Penthouse letters?
Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
No.
I wouldn't know.
Oh my god, that's good. I like that. All right, Deb, what do you got?
I'm struggling through this. So I'm leaning rogue because raised in poverty, Inheriting a guild. I'm thinking maybe I inherited the Thieves Guild in the town.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And watching the building destroyed by fire magic, watching the guild go up in flames would be my nightmare.
Sure.
I think that I'm not the sneaky, stabby rogue. I think I'm the I'll talk you out of it because
Sure.
I'm overweight, so I'm not sure sneaking into small places is the best option for me. But I have exotic and expensive clothing.
I was going to say you can still have a very high charisma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing a good outfit. So I think that it's I'll talk you out of anything and everything you've got because I'm also a liar. So I'm a lying, talk you out of it rogue. I don't know what I'm trying to regain control of because I've already got the guild. So maybe
you're trying to contain your
rival
indulgence.
guild?
well, that's subdue.
Oh,
I do
yeah.
need to subdue
Yeah.
is one of mine. So subdue a rival guild. Maybe I want to regain. Maybe the guild used to be a lot bigger, but maybe they
you go.
lost members or lost, and so I'm trying to
You wanna
regain that
regain
control
the
that was
glory
lost.
of
You want the
guild.
Death
Yes.
Eaters back in Slytherin.
That you know it. We lost him. We got to get him back.
No.
Hey, those are some cool tattoos.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I can't argue with you there. Yeah, so I think that's
I like that.
there.
Okay.
So
we've got a rogue, an oracle, a puppy dog,
Pet.
pet.
Class pet.
Avital, what did you say yours was?
Like a bard.
A bard, like an inspiring something
Yeah.
bardic. I wish they had the marshal
Totally,
because that would be
totally
perfect
not
for this.
like my military family, but
Sure.
I still walk with a military stride.
Okay. So bard, rogue.
Wait, this isn't society. You
Oracle.
have a marshal.
Jay, what did you say you were?
The Marshal's not a Pathfinder class.
Magus. That's right. And then Josh
Summoner.
is the summoner. Lots of magic in this party. Yeah. I dig it. And then, of course, the warrior pup.
Swashbuckler.
Swashbuckler. I like that. I like that.
Swashbuckling doggy.
I like that a lot. Okay. Well,
I just want to hug him and give him a fist.
right?
He's got a little
There
musketeer.
you go, buddy. We will keep those wicked lay pines away.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, oh, gosh darn it. I wish I would have remembered his name. From the Labyrinth? Sir
Didymus.
Didymus, yes.
Didymus, yeah.
Yes.
But
So who was the?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the dog. That was what the dog
Yeah,
that he was
Bandit.
riding was.
Bandit was the name of the dog, I think. Is that right?
No,
No.
I don't think so. It started with an A.
Anyway, yeah.
What's that?
Google.
Yes.
Google's a thing.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
Labyrinth
it probably
podcast.
is.
Yeah.
The Labyrinth podcast. Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, on episode 143, we established that this is the Starship Factor Prize. Its ongoing mission to abduct new life and civilizations, to boldly screw over whatever the GM prepared before. And on this episode, we actually have two, because I went ahead and wrote down the one that Josh had. So, as our two facts, the first one, we write vows like we write checks. And the second one is the first ever religion that offers a vacation during a wedding night. Thank you so much for listening to episode 144 of The Established Facts. Again, thank you so much, Jay and Fox, for coming and joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're very welcome. I hope you had a good time, and thank you again. We will check you all later.
Bye.
Deuces.
Please visit us at www.theestablishedfacts.com and our Facebook page, facebook.com/theestablishedfacts. If you would like to support us by buying some merchandise, visit cafepress.com/castingrobot.
Bonus.